What's up, super folks? I'm here with another amazing SuperX review of the GRAYSON Performance long sleeve. This one is an extra small. I thought I pressed a small, but I guess it's an extra small. I'm gonna try it on anyway, see if the sizing is. It might be too tight. If not, they sent me an email. Great customer service, by the way. Pretty quick reply that they can help me out with that, and there's like a process you go through. You just like resend it back and get your size up, especially while they're still stocked in the store. So I'm a little mixed on this one, actually. I bought it because I'm kind of obsessed, not gonna lie to you, but I bought it because I like the GRAYSON hoodie, which I don't have yet, but hopefully we'll have soon. And I like the design. I really like their little model that they have on the it's like a just like a 3D image, I guess, on their site of like what it, like the conceived of idea, like the concept. There we go, the concept sort of it. I'm thinking it's a little bright in person. Now that's what pictures I've seen, so I'm going to open it up, I'm going to look at it. Either way, I'm still going to keep it. Like, I still like it, I still like the design. Yeah, so with that said, let's go ahead and open it up. Let's see what we got here. Cool, so it's not as bright as I thought, so it's still bright, which is good. I still want it to be clearly a blue, so that's a plus. You got your little tag here, yeah, Train Super, yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's professionally done, it feels very clean. I do like the use for a lot of their DC characters. I'm not sure you can see it on camera here, but this is sort of black and then gray. That's really nice. Appreciate that. I like the taper that comes in here. You can see, oops, let me pull that up here for you. There's like a taper here. It kind of comes in here for the V, which I'm going to open it up for you in a second. Boom. I like that it has the panel 1, 2, 3, several panels instead of just like the one and then a solid blank block. It's one of my issues with some of their older stuff. It's kind of, not that it's plain, but it's just there's not enough going on for me to pull the trigger for the prices that they're asking for. Okay. So yeah, I do like the design for the most part. I genuinely do. I think my biggest issue is that in the model that the stitching looks. I like the lightning bolt just personally. I just think this is a cool symbol. Maybe want to find a way to. Because I heard there was issues with it staying on, I guess. Like, it comes off because you put it in water, and like, some people accidentally dry their clothes in the dryer, which you're not supposed to, by the way. Supposed to air dry. But, so maybe they could, like, make this a little less 3D so there's less likely to scratch off with there. It's really nice and crisp right now, and I love the blue. Okay, back to the stitching, though. This is super bright. So that's something that makes me, like, feel like this is a little more costumey and a little less, clothing wise. Now, bringing to the gym, okay, whatever, like, it should be fine. And from what it looks like, actually, though, the extra small might actually end up working on me pretty good, because I don't want it to be too loose. That was one of my issues with some of the pics on the site, is like it looks like, I mean, part of it is sizing. Obviously you have the model and you have the size and how it fits. I think they went a little bit big for the shirt, and maybe that's how most people like to have their workout shirts. So who am I to judge? But that's just a preference. Love, again, so most of what they do, I love this taper that comes up in it's tapering down, and it also tapers usually up and out. And that's what this V kind of does as well with the chest, and I'm hoping, well, another issue I have is that this V, I feel like, is just too long. Now, I understand they want to do something a little different. It actually probably complements the hoodie very well. I think the hoodie probably comes down to about here. And this just feels like a little bit long. It feels kind of like a, I don't know, bird-nosy, pelican-like, so that kind of bothers me a little bit. But killed it with the designs up here with the, I love this shoulder cut. A lot of athletic shirts or clothing brands are trying to figure that out with this. I love this cut up here, this shoulder cut. This is fun having the stuff up here as well. Up here on the corners, not sure. Yeah, up here on the corners. Love the use of this blue on the arm. This feels like a little much to me on the forearm, so we'll go ahead and put it on and see what it looks like. They decided to put thumb holes in here, but I love how minimalist they are. So, like, if you really don't want to use them, you really don't have to. It doesn't inhibit you in any way. I like what they did with the arm design. It kind of like puffs out here to make your arm look a little bit thicker, and then obviously the delt they like to highlight that deltoid, which I really appreciate. The shoulders as well. But really quick, to go back to the V here, I like this V, but personally, if it was just like that, something like a little bit higher up, so that maybe this thing comes down to the center point of your chest, as opposed to this is going to be not to the belly button. Depends if you get it large. Not the belly button, but it's going to come right there between maybe the top ab or something like that. I just feel like that's a little too far. Now, if your chest pops up, which mine might, and the extra small, we'll find out, is that maybe you get kind of like a, this is obviously ridiculously exaggerated, but there may be some kind of a V. I might still get that image that I'm looking for. They decided to continue with the, what is this called? I can't remember. A cut. This little V cut here and the waist, and then a minimalist. I do like the 3D. It feels cool. It's like rubbery, squishy. Yeah, just like a minimalist branding, which I again very much appreciate. Because you could, if you wanted to wear it as a costume, you could. You can also wear it to the gym, and this doesn't stick out too bad at a gym at all. So again, V cut here on the corner by the waist should help with the bunching up in the center. I think I see. Here we go. We got at least one. Yes, we have two pockets here. 1, 2. That's great. If you just want to wear this to the gym and you want to put your phone in your pocket, you can. Keeps tight to the body. I'm trying to think anything else I want to say about this. I love how new it is. I like the blue. I think my biggest gripe is the stitching. The stitching, this just looks, normally I'm into it, but it actually looks like it's inside out. Let's see here. It looks the same, so it looks the same on both sides pretty much. But yeah, I don't know. To me, that stitching, I understand you want to like kapow, and it's probably a really easy way, probably a lot cheaper way to get it coloring and an image and a pattern out on your clothing, and I get that. I just, this isn't what I saw in the model, and this isn't, it's just how they do it. I think they're trying it out. This is most of their most of their long sleeve shirts. They kind of do use this style. They did it with the McGinnis as well, and I don't know, I just didn't bother me on the McGinnis so much. This one it kind of does, maybe because I would want to wear this by myself to the gym, but I just feel like it's just too bright. These blue stitches are just too bright. I still will probably, but yeah, like I don't mind the back. This is a little curvy, and I see they're trying to do different things with it. Still tapers, you know, got that top shoulder here, tapers out here, and it goes all the way down to your bum there. Other than that, I guess I'll just put it on and talk about the V in the center. Yeah, I did buy it, right? But so I'd still buy it. Like, this isn't like, I may use it maybe for a costume or something like that. That may be what this ends up being. I might wear it a couple times to the gym, see if I like it. I don't know, but let's put it on, see how it looks, and yeah, we'll see in a minute. We've got our GRAYSON Performance long sleeve. I'm actually surprised. I don't hate it. I love it. I don't hate the stitching. Yeah, I thought the stitching was going to piss me off. I still think I wish it was a little thinner because it's very thick, and maybe that's the point of the design, was so that you could see the design from across the gym, in which case I'm pretty sure this will handle it. One thing about SuperX, I like pretty much everything, just about everything they make, but definitely everything that I buy and review, obviously, otherwise I wouldn't waste my money on it. But they don't do me any special favors, so I buy what I like to buy. But when you look down, whether you have a six-pack or not, you get the feeling that you do. Maybe you have a little bloated day. And I love the multiple paneling, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's like you have an 8-pack. But so this is an extra small. So a couple of things, if you size down too much with SuperX, one thing you can expect is tightness, right? And if you're into that compression feel, then maybe that's perfect for you. I've been doing a lot of shoulders and traps recently, and as a result, my neck's expanded, so I'm going to have to size up just because it's kind of cutting off, and I plan on obviously growing bigger, so it's cutting off some of my neck circulation here. But there's a lot to talk about, which is, I think the pros and cons of this. The pros is that there's a lot to talk about. There's so much going on with the design that, like, your eyes are just constantly looking around. You know, there's plenty to look at. Again, this is a small, so little things like this are happening. I don't know if you can see, but the V cut is like coming up a little bit. it's handling. It's the purpose of the V-cut is try to keep the shirt from bunching up in the middle, and it's doing that. But of course now this is again too small, but it's also rolling up at the bottom where it is. But again, I'm too big for this shirt, so I can't really fault him for that. Things to talk about. Goodness, where to start? So we'll go with the V, because that was the big thing that I was like concerned about. So I was kind of right with the chest. The chest is doing exactly what I wanted. It's giving me kind of this sort of, it's kind of bumping over and coming down. So I am kind of happy about that. I'm gonna probably size up so there'll still be some of that, which will be good. Ultimately, they just went with like a sort of a more vertical take on the Nightwing V, whereas I feel like a lot of the Batman, a lot of the DC, there's a lot of horizontal orientation, and to their credit, they're just trying stuff. But I just prefer more of the horizontal orientation. Like I would drop that down, maybe connect those, pick this whole thing up by like 1 inch. I don't know if this looks good. I maybe pick it up by 1 inch, like boop right here, and have it end, have this point be like maybe in the center. That might be something that I would do just for me, just like that's my 2 cents. Still good product. Okay. So another thing here, this is a lot. Now if maybe you like the blue, hey, if you like blue, this is your suit, you know? You got it. Nightwing. My issue is just because I am just trying to wear this around, this is just so much blue. I like the gauntlet, I like the implied gauntlet. One of the things I love about SuperX is the subtlety. I love it about the McGinnis joggers, I love it about the McGinnis hoodie, is that the stitching, it was almost reversed. So everywhere you see black here, there would be, well, in the case of the McGinnis, it would be red. And here it would be blue. So it would be more of a subtle stitching. Could still be 3D, but it would be subtle. That's just me personally. I can imagine that stitching all this stuff together is a pain in the butt. So again, but my biggest issue is that it looks the same as it does when it's inside out. Now it's great again if you want to get the look across the gym, because it's achieving that, no problem. We're going to talk about the great things about this in a second here. But yeah, no, ultimately, I do enjoy it. This isn't as bright now that I'm putting it on. I've looked at it in lights and stuff as I thought, so that's a plus. Yeah, let's go on to some of the positive designs. So I talked about a little bit about the ab paneling, the chest. Talked about the stitching already. The pockets are good. Pockets are solid. Put change in here. Put keys in here. They're actually really expandable and very comfy. Something about SuperX clothes. Love putting my hands in pockets. I don't know why. It's just comfy, stretchy. It's what you want in a pocket. And I would think that I'd feel very secure with my phone or my keys in there. The branding's fine. It's nice and subtle. I mean, I would always preferentially would always try to put it somewhere neutral. And it is pretty neutral here, but I might just want it like say back here or something like that. But so let's go to the arms here. Something they do really, really well, I think, is the shoulders, like this traps area to the deltoids. They really get how to highlight the look of an athlete. I love what they did here. I thought this was going to be dumb, the sort of opening to closing bit. I thought that was going to look stupid. It doesn't. It actually works really well. One thing I might do actually is because I love this one, I might actually suggest doing it again, but extending it out to the back. Because there's something about the shoulders, and maybe it's on purpose, so that when you take a picture from the front, these things kind of roll forward, and maybe it's because I don't have I'm not wearing it right. That's possible. Maybe I am wearing it wrong. I don't know. Go ahead and use those thumb holes for you. But, yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, I guess that goes here. It's the forearm block. I'm not quite sure. But, it'd be nice if it went a little bit more to the back to highlight that size of the bicep a little bit more. Deltoids are perfectly, this is an extra small. I'm going to go with the small, so I'll size up, but this is perfect, like just about, the small will be perfect, I think, for my delt. So that's perfect shaping right there. And I love these 1, 2, 3, 4 stitchings on the side. It just adds interest and flair, and those would be ones I would be okay with sticking out, just because, again, it would add to the silhouette and also to visual pull of the traps. Talked about this already. Yeah, there's just a lot of blue here. It's kind of cool, but this is what makes me think maybe more of a costume than like a workaround at the gym. I do love the transition of the, like if you could put a line down the middle, then maybe I'd be more okay with it, just to break up just the blue mass. But it goes from blue to there's a nice small little black panel here, and then this actually makes sense here. I feel like this gauntlet sort of look makes sense here. The one thing, pros and cons about like a low profile thumb hole is that when I do put my thumb in here, now again it could just be because this is an extra small, but there's a lot of space here in the wrist, which some people like. I think I saw somewhere some people really like that there's space in the wrist for the thumb hole. I don't personally. I think this looks better and more professional. Some of the hoodies do look better, I think, with the thumb hole, but in this case I disagree. I just look a little more professional, and that might change also when I get the actual size that I should be probably wearing. Other than that, yeah, so again, this taper is great. Boom, comes down. You can see it comes down here. The paneling doesn't get any bigger as you go down. It stays at the same, actually, if not a little smaller. With the gray, the black, the gray, and the blue, just great color decisions. And they'll come all the way up in here and to end here. Yeah, I don't know. If I was a SuperX god, maybe I would put it all the way back, like bleed it into something back here so that the lats, delts, triceps kind of merge together, and that could be very visually exciting. I like this extra little panel here, comes all the way up. I just like that, just adds an extra line here. I can't really see the back, so I can't point at everything, but there's colors. There's the blue, there's blue. They went with a rounded look for the back, and I'm usually somebody who likes sharp things. I like sharp, I don't know, cuts and angles. I love this long but sharp. I like the sharpness here, even though I'd say this is a little long, but like I love that this comes down and it's relatively sharp, and then that the forearm comes up sharp and neat in the spot. The reason is it feels more intentional than a curve, even though I understand when you're stitching stuff and designing clothes, it's all pretty intentional. But for the most part, anyway. But yeah, love this. Love that this goes to the back. Love that that blue stays solid in terms of color. It just keeps coming up the back here. Shoot, I don't know what else to say here. I think I covered it all. It feels good. It feels sturdy. It's probably not summer wear. Yeah, you probably get away with fall, winter, spring wear. You probably get away with it depending on your climate. I do love looking down. Like that's the thing. Like SuperX makes clothes where you're like, you put it on, you look down, you're like, heck yeah, dude. Like, oh, cool. Pretty much covered everything. This will just stand in cool poses for a little bit. Yes. Yeah, do a cool. Oh what? Yeah, just so you can see how it fits and wears on me. Yeah, I mean, it looks cool. It's very engaging to watch. I'm actually looking forward to watching the review of this, particularly for the back one, because some of the sweatshirts don't have as good of a back image. This one does. It's also, well, this is an extra small, so there's not a lot of wrinkles here. If you went too large, I think absolutely. But yeah, I think I will go just for the neck here. I think I will go with the small. Simply because if you like the compression, go for the smaller sizes. But my neck is needlessly warm, I feel like. But it is what it is. But I feel like I got a real piece of, I don't want to say equipment, but it's definitely like solid. I feel good about it. I feel like I can work out in it. It feels pretty good. Any other poses I want to do? Nope. Alright, well, if you like this video, if you like anything that you see me put on any of the other reviews, go ahead and use the code TRANSCENDSABERS at their website for a discount on anything that you think you want to buy. So with that said, thanks so much for watching, and we will see you next time.